Welcome back to Talking Comics with Heroes and Villains. I'm Eric, and this is
Arnie?
And this is Thor. Hey, Thor. What are you holding, Thor? I'm holding Grifter #9. That sounds nothing like Thor at all.
A little bit, like the movie guy.
Like if he was sick, maybe. But yeah, Arnie, what's this book?
This is Grifter #9.
It is.
With the story
Who wrote it?
by Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, he did. Rob Liefeld, we've spoken about.
But the dialogue by?
Frank Thierry.
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
You're a writer.
Yeah,
Tell me what that means.
I don't know what he's doing.
I wasn't clear on that.
Because the editor has the plot for the whole series.
Right.
And then the artist had said that he did the breakdowns in it, so he like arranged the panels.
Okay.
And Frank Thierry did dialogue, but Rob Liefeld is credited as like the man behind the book. He's the hype man. So I don't really know. He's like the Flavor Flav of comics. Like he's.
I still don't understand what happened, but
he's
did the
writing
cover.
Grifter. Yeah, and he's also writing Hawkman, which is really good, and he's doing Deathstroke.
So when he writes the story, does
Yeah.
he just write it without dialogue, and then some guy comes in and puts in the dialogue?
I think
He just writes
Hawkman he
action
did the
scenes?
dialogue for. It's like how Stan Lee used to write everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're doing with Rob Liefeld. Like he's a fun name that people will buy whatever his name's attached to, whether it's like it looks good or not. Like they'll buy it. So yeah, he's doing the 3 Bad Boy books right now, which are Deathstroke, Grifter, and Hawkman. They're the guys in DC who kill. They're the guys who are kind of like rough and tumble, not really heroes, just kind of like trying to survive. Very like manga influenced in that regard.
Which is funny because growing up, I always saw Rob Liefeld as like the Axl Rose of comics.
Yeah.
He's very much like the bad boy, you know.
Yeah. So he's doing the Bad Boys in comics now, and Grifter is kind of like the Punisher of the DC universe.
Yeah.
In this New 52 universe, he's being hunted by aliens, and the aliens are racist, which I think is really funny. And they think that all humans look alike, so he wears a mask so they can tell who's killing them, which is the funniest concept I've ever heard in my entire life. They're like, all you people look alike to me. It's like, oh yeah? Well, how about now? And they run in terror. That's so funny.
As opposed to
Racist
Batman,
aliens.
which he wears a mask too.
Well, that's
scare people.
But Batman wears it to hide his identity, to hide Bruce Wayne, and Grifter wears his to make sure they know he's coming at them. He's like, all right, you space bigots, let's do this. Pow pow.
So what did you think about the book?
I actually really liked it.
Really?
It's pretty 90s. Like Grifter's a character from
That's very nice.
from the Wildstorm universe.
Yeah.
Which was like back in the day, it was an independent image house that Jim Lee created, who we both love. He's an artist. You guys know who Jim Lee is. And then later on, he sold it to DC.
Yeah.
And now he works for DC, and it became like part of that. It was one of their other dimensions.
Absorbed.
But now it's actually
of the
in the
continuity.
main dimension with Batman and Green Lantern and all those guys.
This is part of the reboot.
Yeah. So I like that it's a 90s guy with a 90s character, and it's kind of not the greatest plot in the world, but it's racist aliens fighting a guy. Like that's hilarious. I'll read that for 30 issues. I don't care. Do you like it?
To me, I'm gonna be completely honest here. This felt like I was reading American Ninja.
Yeah.
Which is a horrible movie. If you watch it, it's a terrible movie, but it's so good.
The premise is, what if a white guy knew kung fu? It's amazing.
It's got a horrible storyline.
Oh, it's so good.
It's got horrible effects, but it's one of those movies
It's
that you
just
just
fun.
love.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
How do you not like American Ninja? or
It's
Grifter?
so basic and it's so easy.
I did some homework too. I wrote some dialogue down from this
Oh,
before you
no.
got here. Are you ready? Are you ready
Yeah.
for this? It's super
It's
good.
very American Ninja dialogue too, by the way.
I hate the way they smell, like vomit mixed with fear. So good.
How does
so
fear
good.
smell? Like when you pee your pants?
Right? It's so good. Laugh, human. I will do the same as I decorate the hull of my ship with your entrails.
How about curtains?
Super
right?
good.
Right? I believe is what he said.
Less talk, more alien killing, which is the tagline for the first issue.
Yeah.
Which, is
Which
pretty
by the
good.
way, is what Jor Pio says.
I was just gonna
So-
say. I'm gonna high five you on podcast. Yeah, there we go. Amazing.
So it's based on true events.
And then the coolest thing is that the book is super sexist. Back like the 90s. Cheshire's in the book again. All the men are wearing like armor and Kevlar, and they have their bullets and bandoliers.
And she's wearing
her butt's hanging out, and like
One Piece.
and they're snowboarding, and she's
Yeah.
wearing like a thong. It's so good.
She shows up in a full bikini.
And then he says,
Oh, I have a problem with the snowboarding, but we'll get into that.
well,
later.
she saves him from an alien first, and then later on, she like turns around, poses, and then like he saves her.
Yeah.
And his quote is, "I'd say we're even now, honey bunny," and she doesn't address it at all. She doesn't like punch him in the face. She doesn't like yell at him. She doesn't be like, "Don't call me honey bunny."
No,
She's
she
like,
says if you're gonna be playing games, then I'm not gonna do this or something like that.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
But my problem was with the snowboarding is that he jumps off a cliff, and lands and comes apart from the snowboard,
Yeah.
which is really rare because if you've ever snowboarded before, you know that your bindings are pretty tight. So either he had really cheap ass bindings, or the person that was drawing this does not know the function.
Well, he is like a secret agent kind of guy, right?
Yeah, but still, man, like
I really like the character. He's this.
I just had issue with that, the bindings of the snowboard, which I'm nitpicking, but
no, that makes sense.
But it's a total.
Yeah.
It's a total. What is that? B film or direct to video film in comic book format.
Which like that's kind of half the reason I read comics. Like most of the crap I read like highfalutin hoity-toity crap like in front of girls on the bus.
He does.
And then I read like this kind of schlocky stuff just for fun because comics are supposed to be fun. The Sexton thing was a bummer. Hopefully they'll address that later, make Cheshire a better character. That was genuinely sad. Everything else is cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I almost pictured Dolph Lundgren in his prime playing this character.
Well, I like the idea that he has flaws. Like you're supposed to not like him. Like he's sexist, and that's part of the character. So like, hopefully someone will address that, and they'll be like, you should stop that. You're a clown shoe.
Do you
like,
think Rob Liefeld will write that into the
I don't know, man. Maybe.
It's like, let's not make him sexist. Let's give him some depth.
Maybe the editors. I like that he starts off as he's not like a hero yet. He's just a guy running from these bigot aliens.
But he was never a hero. He's always been the coolest anti-hero out of that universe.
Yeah, well in this thing, he's like the chosen one.
Yeah.
He's part of this like cheesy 80s prophecy where they call him the chosen one. And I don't know what he's chosen for, just to shoot things. It's awesome. I don't care. It's so good.
You forgot to mention the coolest part of the story.
Dropping science, say, what's that?
Death Blow.
Death Blow! Yeah! Frank Thierry, he does the dialogue, he was the creator of Death Blow, the co-creator.
Yeah. There's a character called Death Blow.
Not Deadpool.
Death Blow.
Death Blow. Yeah. Speaking of like VHS tape movies.
Take an adjective and a verb and put it together. That's how you come up with Rob Liefeld.
Death Wave.
Rob Liefeld character name.
Death Gust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super good. But he's from Wildstorm. If you read comics in the 90s and you have bad taste like me,
Bloodstrike.
You know who Death Blow is. Yeah, I don't know. Would you read the second issue, number 10? Would you read it? Like as a guilty pleasure?
I'd read it, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah?
Let's put it that way.
Just read it in the comic book store?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I liked it, man. I don't care. It's cool.
Just like I don't own American Ninja, but I play it on YouTube. That's how I enjoy the Grifter series.
Yeah. Well, if you want comic book stores to exist,
please support
Arnie and me to have jobs, you should buy issues 9 and 10 of Grifter, or else we'll have to be homeless.
Buy multiple issues of 9 and 10.
Because let's be honest, we're unemployable by any other company. Who else is going to hire us? I don't know.
State?
Nobody. Nobody from me. Arnie might. He's a strapping young handsome lad. You can lift boxes or something. I have no marketable skills. I know 90s characters. That's all I have. So buy some comics. And visit us on Facebook at, what's Facebook?
Heroes and Villains /Tucson.
Or Facebook.com/Heroes and Villains Tucson.
Okay.
All one word. Or at H&V Comics on Twitter. And yeah.